Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got a good one for you today. I hope you're all excited, ready to go. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. It's another good one for you today. It's Promar Ahi USA Tuesday. We always talk about some Promar products, Ahi products on Tuesday. Today's no exception, gang. I want to thank you all for joining us. Don't forget about all the contests we got going on. My goodness. It's hard for me to remember all of them. Over at the website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, we have a refer a friend going on. Every time you refer a friend, you get a free month. And whoever does the most referrals for the month of May is going to get a lifetime membership, full access across the board, and some cool swag from all my sponsors. Okay, the other is Baja Jerky has decided to give 4 cases of Baja Jerky away, one to YouTube, one to Instagram, one to TikTok, and one to Facebook. And how do you win that? All you got to do to win that is leave a comment on our live videos every day. Leave a comment, drop some stars, simple, drop some stars on Facebook, throw some badges over on Insta, throw some tips over on TikTok, and then throw some tips over on YouTube, and that'll jump you right to the front of the pack to find out who's going to win the case of Baja Jerky given away to each social media platform that we do our live show on every day. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Drop those tips, drop those stars, drop those badges all over me and Kelly. We appreciate it. Don't forget, we have a big announcement on Monday. I tell all my friends, tell everybody that's ever watched old dumb Dave Hansen, you're not even going to believe what your saltwater guide is. We've added a new member to our family. Kelly and I can't hardly stand it. We want to tell y'all so bad, but you will all see on Monday. Promise, it's going to be worth watching. It's going to be worth the show. So I think we covered everybody. We got all our sponsors covered. We got everybody covered. So today, I told you yesterday on the show when we were talking about fishing mackerel for bait, I told you that Promar is my go-to company. I don't care if you're in Florida, you're with Wisconsin, you're in Texas, wherever you are. You want to have some sabikis on the boat. These sabikis are going to absolutely change your life. I don't care where you are or what you're fishing for. You need these sabiki bait rigs on your boat. You got to have these wherever you are, whatever bait fish you're fishing for. These things are gold. You have to have a bunch of these in your tackle box. You have to. You need bigger bait, especially out here on the West Coast. It's got the makings of an anchovy year with this cold water, really cold water that we've never seen in the last 15 years. We haven't seen water this cold in Southern California for a very long time. So that bodes well for the anchovies. And you may have anchovies in the bait tanks up and down the coast here coming soon to a bait barge near you. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be straight sardines. But why would you not want to be prepared? So get on Promar Ahi's website. Go to promarahi.com. Type that in. And then you're going to go, holy, my God, they got everything. Hoop nets, landing nets, which we talked about a bunch back in April. We talked about those landing nets pretty much every day because a bunch of people were getting the tickets. And I told you to go over there and buy some landing nets. And about 30 of you did. So thank you. Because now you won't get a ticket. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, they're writing a ticket at Catalina and San Clemente Island right now for not having a landing net on your boat. The Fish and Wildlife's hot on that. But gang, while you're in the Promar website, check out the sabikis. Now, I like to use the size hook, the size 6 hook on my sabikis. That's my favorite size. If you look at size 6 across all social media, size 6. That's the size of the hook I like to use because I like to catch those smaller mackerel. They're like candy to those yellowtail and those white sea bass. That's why I have a bunch of these on the boat. Now, gang, when you're over on the Promar Ahi website, and you're picking all that stuff up because you've never been there before and you don't even know. Once you get on there, you're going to go, shit, they got gaffs, they got bait scoops, they got landing nets, they got sabikis, they got all the stuff I need for hoop netting. They got the live deception flash jigs, they got the diamond jigs for rock fishing, they got the rock cod squirts, they got everything you need. And then you're going to check out, and then you're going to put in the code YSWG, YSWG, and the number 22. And then you're going to save 10% on your order. Is anybody else doing that for you? I don't think so. I don't think there's any influencers that are making videos every day talking about fishing that are giving you guys all these discounts and all this great information. And then giving away all the stuff that we've been giving away for the last 2 years, man. I don't think you can put a price on it. If you were to break it down and look every month, all the stuff we've given away, why would you not be a part of this? So go over to Pro Marahi, check out the sabikis and get a bunch of these and put them in your tackle box. But I know what you're all saying. Captain Dave, every time I open up a pack of these sabikis and put it on the end of my rod, I use it. And then when I'm done with the day, I just got a big tangled up mess full of crap. And I end up just throwing it in the trash because I don't know what to do with it. I wrap it around the plastic bag that it came in, or I put it in a Ziploc. You put it in a Ziploc, it's a big tangled up mess when you go to use it. Or let's just say you're on your private boat and you come pulling up to a kelp patty and you look in the water and it's loaded with mackerel. And you're like, I got that sabiki back in the tackle bag. Pull the tackle drawer out, you open it up, it's just tangled up mess. The hooks are all rusty. It's just, by the time you get it untangled, you're on your way to the next kelp patty. You just sucked. Gang, I'm going to show you how to not. Well, first of all, why am I so excited about sabikis? Because you got to have them to catch those mackerel that we talked about. But the big thing that's super, I'm going to show you a different part of my house right now. I'm going to swing. I got the camera swung around. You're seeing a different. We're going to show you the most unbelievable invention. And I know a lot of you already know this, but a lot of you don't. So I'm going to show this to you. And those of you that already know, you already know. But I want you to see how you don't have to have this thing all tangled up every time you want to use it. So this is a sabiki. This is the world famous sabiki rod. This thing is insane. I hope you're seeing it. I'm hoping that you see this. This sabiki rod, look at this. No guides on it. There's no guides on this rod. Isn't that weird? But we got a nice little Akuma metalloid reel on here. Okay. And then the line goes into the fishing rod. Why? That's weird. I don't understand, Captain Dave. And then there's a big old 4-ounce weight hanging off the end of this. Well, watch this. There's my sabiki. Huh. Really? Captain Dave, really? It's that easy? And then you just catch your mackerel, jiggle, 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 get all your mackerel. Then you just wind the sabiki right back into the rod. Perfect. This thing sets in my house all the time. And I have a cat. You know that. You've seen Finn 100 times. You know my cat. If I let him get hooked by one of these hooks, Kelly would cut my throat if I let poor little Finn get hooked. That's why I leave my sabiki tied on, but I don't have to worry about it because it's on this sabiki rod, gang. Where do you get one of these sabiki rods? Oh, glad you asked. Go to promarahi.com. On the website, you're going to see the sabikis, the rock cod squirts. You're going to see the sabiki rod. Gang, if you don't have one, every time you use these, you throw them in the trash when you're done. Gang, you don't have to do that anymore. If you don't have a sabiki rod, you're a dinosaur. Get a couple sabiki rods, put them on your boat with the sabikis already tied to it, and then every time you find bait, you just drop that over the side, jiggle up some bait, and then you got bait in your bait tank. Wind the sabiki back into the rod like I just showed you. Oh, you didn't see that? Okay. You got to do it one more time. We got a guy over here on TikTok that didn't see what the hell we're talking about. So look. Sabiki rod, no guides. Line goes right into the rod. Put it in freeze full, shake the weight. There's my sabiki, comes flying out of the fishing pole. Put it in gear, wind it right back into the fishing rod. Huh? I think that's pretty bitchin'. When they came out with these things about 8 years ago or whatever, I could not believe it. And I did a bunch of seminars for them at a bunch of different trade shows. And my goodness, if you don't have one on your boat, you better get 1, 2, 3, 4. Get some. Get some for your friends. Where do you get them? Over at promarahi.com. When you're on that store, get your sabiki rod. There's 2 kinds. I like to use the lighter weight one. It seems to have a little more bounce in it when you're jiggling for your bait. You want to be able to jiggle that sabiki. You want it to jiggle around. I think the heavier, dutier one is a little too heavy for the jiggle action. But I have seen so many people I get on your boat to go fishing, doing the guide service. I get on your boat and I see these things in your rack. Sabiki tied to your rod with all the guides, normal fishing pole. And this thing is tangled around all your other rods and hooked up and making a big giant mess. And by the time you get it out, you had to cut 2 or 3 of the hooks off and you're pissed off. And then you go over to the side of the boat and you drop it in the water and it breaks off the first time you hook a bait because it's been setting out in the elements for weeks or months in your rod holder. Gang, no more of that. You got to have a sabiki rod. You've got to have one. I don't care if you're going on a sport boat or you're going on a private boat. I don't care if you're in Florida, Texas, wherever you are. There's never a time where you have enough bait. I've never had enough of anything. I don't know if you know that or not. That's why I'm sober today. I've never had enough of anything, and god dang, I've never had enough bait. There's always a time to catch some more bait. It's always a good idea to have your bait rig ready. That's why I have a sabiki rod on all the yachts I run. I bring a sabiki rod with me when I go with you on your private boat. But you got to have a bunch of these sabikis in your tackle box, and then you got to have a couple of sabiki rods on your private boat or one to take when you go out on a sport boat. It's going to make all the difference in the world, and you're going to save money right away by not having to keep putting a new sabiki on your rod. If you have a sabiki rod, that sabiki will last for a very long time. Where do you get them? Here's another question. You got to go to promarahi.com. The minute you click on there, you're in the store. Type in sabikis, get a bunch of these with the number 6 hooks, and then get a couple sabiki rods. It'll save you so much money in the long run. But man, we're talking about fishing for mackerel. Gang, if you go to my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, I have multiple videos of how to fish for mackerel. If you watched our social media page the last day and a half, we posted a bunch of little shorts about fishing mackerel using that microfiber towel. But that was just for the show. We use sabikis always, always, always. This is what we use to catch them. I just wanted you to see how thick they were catching them on the microfiber rag. But gang, it's a sabiki, and you'll see in all my mackerel, how to fish for mackerel bait fishing videos, they always show you us using sabikis. And if you look at Chase's mom on the video from yesterday, it shows her using a sabiki. And it helps because you don't know how many baits you're going to catch. That's why you want to have these 6 hooks on the sabiki when you drop it in the water when the mackerel are biting, because they're just like any other fish. They can bite, 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 and then bam, they're done. You want to catch as much bait as you possibly can. When the bait fishing's tough, we might put a little tiny strip of squid on these. But I'm telling you, we always have sabikis on the boat, and we always have sabikis in the water when we're fishing for bait, because there's nothing better. I know it's fun to catch them 1 at a time, but it's way more fun to catch them 6 at a time. Make sure you have some sabikis. Make sure when you're at Promar, though, don't pay the price. Save the 10%. Put in the code. You would be shocked at how many people every Tuesday go over there and buy stuff. And I know the only reason they're there is because they heard it on my show, and then they don't take advantage of the 10%. Take advantage of it, gang. Everything's going up right now. Why wouldn't you want to save 10%? Go over to Promar. Maybe you don't want any sabikis. Maybe you don't want a sabiki rod. But I'll guarantee you they got something that you need over there at their website. And right now you want to save as much money as you can. When you're fishing for mackerel and you're jiggling them up, if you watch my videos on my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, you'll see we never, ever touch the mackerel with our hands. You do not let the mackerel touch your hand. You do not grab the mackerel and pull the hook off and throw the mackerel in your bait tank. Why? Because it takes the protective slime off your mackerel. When you take the protective slime off it, it starts to die right away. Same with your bait fish back east, wherever you're fishing. You don't want it. I know your sisters, brothers, aunts, cousin, every time you go out on the skiff with them, they always grab it by their hand and just throw it in the bait tank. Well, that bait's not that lively. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just trying to help you to be a better fisherman when you go fishing. So everything I tell you, it's from 47 years of fishing for a living in Southern California, Mexico, and Baja. The stuff I tell you is gold. It's stuff that I didn't figure it out on my own, like these superstars of Instagram try to tell you. They're full of shit. Nobody figured any of this. We tweaked a little bit of it as we went along, but we all learned from somebody who's a little bit better. Like today, I'm going to go have lunch with a guy that I always listen to what he has to say. He's got about 100 years on me, and he knows a little bit more about this shit than I am. But I'm not taking advice on fishing from a 17-year-old on TikTok. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it, gang. Not going to do it. And I don't want to know how your sister's brother's aunt, cousin ties a fucking boat up on TikTok. Sorry. So get off of me. Leave me alone. I don't care over there. Stop the nonsense. I've been doing this for a living for 48 years. I don't want to know what you know. I don't want to know what your sister's mother's grandfather's aunt told you either. Say, I didn't mean to cuss. Sorry about that. The people over on TikTok are just getting me so wound up. It's day in and day out listening to these booger-eating morons trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm doing. It's crazy. Don't watch. It's pretty easy. The way we used to do it, if we didn't like what was on TV, we changed the goddamn channel. It was pretty simple. What is wrong with people today? What is wrong? Nobody wants to know what you know. Just go be a baby somewhere else. I don't want to know what you know. Gang, sorry, I got off on a tangent. I know me. I can't handle it. I get too wound up. Sabiki rod, Promar Ahi USA, or PromarAhi.com now. PromarAhi.com. Check it out. Go over there. Get some cool stuff so that you're ready to catch mackerel for this season. Bluefin are going to be invading our waters. I know we have some wind in Southern California right now, but stay tuned to the game plan on Thursday. It looks like we got a little offshore condition coming into our waters here in Southern California on Friday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It should start to calm down, and the fish are probably going to start biting. So pay attention. Get a game plan. Execute your game plan. Get some sabikis. Get some mackerel in your bait tank. You could catch a sea bass or yellowtail or big bluefin on the mackerel. It's going to matter. It's super important. Pay attention to what's going on out there. Pay attention to my videos. Go to my website. If you're tired of sucking at fishing and you don't want to suck anymore, go to my website. Sign up for the whopping $4.99 a month, and you never have to suck again unless you're into that kind of thing. Gang, I'll be here for you tomorrow. We'll have another great show. Don't forget, if you cannot be with us the rest of the week, you got to be with us on Monday, because you will not believe our new addition to the Your Saltwater Guide family. It's going to be insane. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Sorry, you crybabies on TikTok. Bye.